Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Three things. Peace is one of them. No. Okay. Two things I want to talk about. One is the first one is going to be selling your calls, and the second one is going to be my personal experience as a referee and what refereeing has given me. Okay. So we're going to talk about first. We're going to talk about selling your calls. As Brad most eloquently put it, there's going to be times when it's almost impossible to make a call. You know, for example, when you had the flag and the 4 people hitting at the same time. And that's not going to only happen with outs. It's going to happen with fouls. It's going to happen with offside. It's going to happen a lot. And it's okay, because we're human, we mess up, and we miss things. But that's part of our job, technically, is to catch everything. So when you have a job that's to catch everything, I'm going to be watching that later, okay? When you have a job that requires you to catch everything, but you're human, there's a conflict, okay? And usually this is a weird thing I'm asking you guys to do, to sell your calls. To make, basically, if you guys don't understand what I'm saying, sell your calls as in make it look like you know what you're doing, at least. And it kind of seems contradictory, because we're refs and we're supposed to be the most honest people, which we are, okay? We are. But it's part of your job to make sure you look like you know what you're doing, even though it's impossible 24/7 that you do. Because there's things that are going to happen. It happens with the best referees in the world, where something happens and we don't know what the call is. What you have to do as a referee is be confident enough to make a call, stand with it, even if it's wrong. And usually, and this isn't the case that your AR doesn't know what's going on, you don't know what's going on, and it's something really bad. Stick to something, or your AR is not available at the moment, like he's not in the area, or you didn't see a foul or something like that. If they can't, if no one of the referee crew can help you out, make the call. Make a call, stick to it, be confident, because that's a part of our job, is to make it look like we know what we're doing. Yeah, maybe it's a corner kick, but it looked like a goal kick, and we thought it was a goal kick, honestly, but we weren't really sure, and no one else saw it. So we call goal kick, and everyone buys it. You feel really good inside. I mean, you might feel really bad inside, but don't feel bad, because we're human, okay? It's part of the game. It's part of your job. It really is. So whenever you come to these points, it looks a lot worse, and you'll have a lot more problems if you show that you don't know what happens. Now, this is like an exception thing. This isn't every call there is, I'm going to make it up and make it look like I know, and then when the parents and coaches start fighting me, I'm right. No. This is with the moments that come where you don't know what the call is, make it look like you do, show your confidence, and just don't make it look like you don't know what you're doing. Because that's a tragic flaw. Because whenever a coach or a parent sees that you don't know what you're doing, you've already lost your credibility. So it's kind of like a risk thing. It's kind of like, I don't know, gambling or something. You keep on doing it until you lose big, and then you don't do it anymore, right? So it's kind of like that. You want to do it as little as you have to, because once you fail at doing it and everybody catches that you don't know what you're doing, then you've lost all of your credibility with everybody. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. Making sure you sell your calls whenever you have. It should be 1 to 2 times, and it should be the smaller things, like an out or a foul maybe here or there. Okay, it shouldn't be too much, because this can get really bad if you guys Anyways, okay. So moving on to the second topic. What refereeing has brought to me. This job had a lot more in store for me than what I thought it did when I came here. Like, I just came because they were hiring 12-year-olds, and no one else was. And I was like, hey, I'm an adult now, because I can flip a flag around and get $15 a game for it. So I felt really awesome, right? You know, maybe I wasn't the best referee at the beginning, or whatever, but hey, I had a job, and I could tell everybody in middle school that I did, right? After working here for almost 4 years now, with the experiences that I've had, accepting criticism, with the experiences I've had dealing with adults a lot, with the experiences I've had working as a team, and with the experiences I've had, working with you guys, being, as a family kind of thing, this job has taught me how to be responsible, how to have good work ethic and being on time, as well as being confident whenever you have to deal with things and no one's around to help you out, like your parents or a teacher or something. No one's really there. Sometimes you're on your own, like especially in those kindergarten, second grade games where you have no ARs and one of the mentors may be handling something else and you screw up big and everyone's screaming at you, and what do? That's going to happen to all of us, and it does. It's probably happened to a lot of you guys already. And you have to learn to deal with it because you're the referee and you're supposed to be the model for all these other people. So in a way, after working this job for so many years, you kind of learn to be a leader. So if there's anything I want you guys to get out of this job, it's to really understand the values behind what you do. Except for that whole pretending that you know stuff called. That's a little human factor. That's under the rug right now. Okay. But other than that, you learn how to be confident, and you learn how to work with your team, and you learn how to. It's kind of like a really good government or something, where they actually do everything that's good for people. Sometimes governments screw up and they have their own agendas, but usually we don't have our own agendas when it comes to two second grade teams. Playing each other. We don't have anything that's really in for us if one team wins or if one doesn't. So we're kind of, this is kind of pushing it, but we're kind of like advocators of justice. I don't know. We're superheroes. We're the League of Extraordinary Referees. Okay? No, seriously though, I want you guys to take from this, from this experience as a ref, I want you guys to understand that there's a lot more in store for you if you take this job seriously, and if you learn from your experiences. You'll learn to control your anger, you'll learn good work ethics, so that when you come into the real world, you already have all this stuff in your back pocket. So whenever you come in a situation where you have to do things on your own, where you have to work with the team, or have to show proper work ethic, like showing up on time or 15 minutes early. Maybe in your next job you'll show up 15 minutes early to get a bonus or something for it. So yeah, leave this room today being motivated by what this job can bring you, whether you're super young in middle school like I was, or whether you're already in college or older than that. That's all I have for today.
If you can do this job, we're going to recommend you for whatever you need us to, because this is a really tough job to get right. And especially you people who are coming in here trying to learn how to do it better. Okay? That's impressive. And we keep track of that, and we know that you're here and you're here and you're here and you're trying. So if you go for a better job later, first of all, I want you to stay here and work for us. But past college, you need somebody to recommend you to go work for IBM or whatever. Okay? I'm a reference. So's Mike, so's Keith. We've already told you that.
But the main thing I have seen refereeing or monitoring is a lot of people who choose not to make calls, choose not to, oh, I don't want to make that call, but they do less than they can. And sad part is a lot of you guys that here aren't those people. But the other day I was at a park, I'm not going to say which park, but there was referees who, it was a younger age group, they just kept calling, they didn't call the calls. Like bad throw-ins, they've happened 20 times a game, nobody called a single one. But that when it comes down to that, you got to make the call. That's the main thing. You got to make the call and teach the players, especially at that young age group. But that's the main thing. It really kind of like gets under my skin when people just don't make the call. But like I said, it's mainly not you guys. I have the pictures in my head of who it is, and I don't really see very many people here.
He knows which one it is.
I know. I know who it is.
It's like Santa.
It's like Santa. Yeah, I know who's been good and bad, and I haven't even worked this weekend. But that's my major thing there.
Just a couple of quick rants. I'm going to run them down something. Gang, we got to work on our being on time. Okay? 90% of us are on time, which is great. And if I had to gripe at anybody in this room about being on time, I can't really find anybody I can gripe at.
Well, but there's like people that...
Yeah, well, they already got griped at when they walked in late. But please hold your fellow referees accountable to that. Okay? If Tiffany and I are working a game and we've got Josh as our third partner, and Josh shows up 5 minutes till game time, we're probably going to let him know that Josh, you were late. I know it's not going to happen to you. I pick on you because you're a mentor. Okay, but Tiffany and I are going to talk to Josh about being on time. And we're probably going to talk to our local mentor about, could you make sure that he's on time? We're having to do this equipment check and coin flip, and we look like idiots out here. Okay, because if I'm late and I'm making these two do all that, it makes PSA look like goofballs. It makes us look worse than goofballs, but that's the word I'm going to use on YouTube. Hi, guys. Okay? So let me know if we have problems with this. Hold each other accountable. If I show up at 8:05 to put your corner flags up, hold me accountable. Okay? And I get pressure from Mike,
What about
which is
soccer?
doom on me. On restarts, like throw-ins, free kicks, I'm seeing a lot, sorry, kickoffs. Well, kickoffs aren't too bad in this case. But I'm seeing somebody, a referee, give the free kicks right here. And then the referee stands next to it. And the kick goes. Gang, I know I'm not fast enough to chase that ball down. Anybody here? Yeah? Devin, you're fairly close. But you'll be behind it the whole way. Okay? Pick out where the ball's going to go on a restart. All right? If the blue team's going that way and they've got the throw in, guess where the ball's going to go? Usually going to go, guys.
That way.
So the referee needs to be over there somewhere. Okay? Start from there. Don't be so concerned about watching the foot to see if it's a quarter inch off the ground. I don't care about that. If they're getting a true advantage from 20 yards away, you're going to see that foot come up. You really will. Or the one-handed throw-in. You'll see that from 20 yards. During play, learn anticipation. When you're seeing the orange team going this way with the ball, I'm seeing a lot of referees stand there and watch the ball go by. Oh, I guess I better get down there now. Okay? Orange team member has the ball. If nothing else, start backing that way. Yes, I see the desk behind me. Okay? Just start moving that direction. Anticipate. Makes you look really good as a referee. Makes you look like you care. Makes you look like you're going to be there. And it'll actually get you where you need to be. These are my 2 rants for this week.